The beautiful rolling hills of Loudoun County were first settled in 1725 and became independent from nearby Fairfax County in 1757. For more than 2 centuries, agriculture was the dominant industry in Loudoun County, but beginning in the early 1960s, suburban growth changed the eastern side of the county when Dulles International Airport was built. In the last 3 decades, Loudoun County's population has nearly quadrupled to about 330,000 residents. Today, you'd never know parts of Loudoun County were once farmland, but agriculture is still a vital part of the community.
If your intent is to come in new to agriculture with the idea that you'll run 120 head of cattle over 800 acres, there may be a few possibilities to do that here, but very, very few and fewer as time goes on. If your idea is to have a smaller parcel and to have a number of different animals, perhaps small ruminants, poultry, and of course the horses, then it's an excellent location for that type of agriculture.
Loudoun County was once a major dairy farm center, but the last dairy farm closed decades ago as the area transitioned to other agriculture. There are nearly 1,400 farms in the county, covering about 134,000 acres. The average farm size is less than 100 acres, but Loudoun's producers have generated farm sales of more than $37 million annually in recent years. One advantage they have is the diversity of what can be raised in this fertile county and the abundance of residents and markets in which to sell. Hay and forage grass are the most prominent, followed by beef cattle and calves. Grapes, apples, and nursery products are also raised in the county, as well as poultry, horses, sheep, and goats. Locally grown foods are also an important part of Loudoun's farm economy.
The demand for Virginia wines has led to a large increase in the number of orchards and vineyards that are here.
There are a lot of people with good jobs that have the income and they're very interested and somewhat enlightened to the fact that they want to buy food that is raised nearby, that they want to know the person who is raising their food, and in hopefully more and more cases we'll see them wanting to educate their children about how food is grown and produced.
A decade ago, Loudoun County had the dubious distinction of being named the fastest growing community in the country. There's no question that high-income and highly educated residents are changing the character of the community, but Loudoun County farmers are working to keep remaining farms profitable.
We've had more and more young people come into farming lately, starting up really innovative, interesting CSA programs and family farm homesteads and education programs and stuff like that.
I love the sheep, and we raise them for wool, but we really don't make much money on the wool. We make blankets, very nice blankets from up in Massachusetts that are put together, and we sell those. But we also have a little vineyard, a couple of acres, and we sell our grapes to a winery, and we can make a little money there. So the fact of the matter is we need other income. And so we have 2 bed and breakfast cottages, and we do a wedding business.
There's a demand for almost anything we can produce, whether it's direct market meat or wool, like what's behind me, whether it's the grapes on the farm here for the wine, really anything that you can think of. There is a market either in Eastern Loudoun, Fairfax, Washington, D.C., and it's very close. So although our land values are incredibly expensive and our cost of doing business is very high, luckily we can also demand a pretty premium price for those premium products.
Local government leaders have not been blind to the tremendous changes in their formerly agrarian community. Zoning changes in the 1990s were intended to reduce cluster growth, but as older farmers retired and the money to develop their land was so high, development kept coming. Farm Bureau leaders continue to work with their community to protect the precious farmland remaining in Loudoun County, using tools like conservation easements.
We need to do more first to help younger farmers get into the business. We have to institute a conservation easement program that the county can help support, because every easement may cost $40,000 at the outset to get legal fees, surveys, appraisals, and farmers need help with that. And with every new house, it costs the county more money to provide services, schools and public services.
We're still farming up here in Loudoun. We're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. You know, we're teaching other farmers a little bit about how to outreach to the public and show them what you're doing, and have a business that really works for that direct market to the public and being in the public eye too.
Whether it's fresh vegetables and fruit, local meats, wine, cattle, goats, horses, or sheep, you can find it right here in Loudoun County, a farming community determined to adapt and thrive in the shadow of the nation's capital. In Loudoun County, Virginia, I'm Dave Miller.